Hi, I'm Otto. Welcome to Erin and Sara's podcast.
Today's episode is like,
oh my God.
I don't know how to explain this, but I was like in a trance. I couldn't stop staring at him and listening to everything that he had to say. I've never felt this way before.
I've never not like looked at Instagram during an episode ever.
Well, that's disturbing that you do that every episode.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, it is a beyond interesting episode. We are talking to the medical medium. His name is Anthony William.
Okay. But we have to say, I can't believe we have to say this, but we have to say it.
No, I understand why we have to say
Erin
it.
and I, we are not doctors,
No,
even
no.
though I know I look like one. And the medical medium is not a doctor, okay? So we try to bring you episodes.
But I dare you to listen to the episode and not trust his medical expertise. I dare you to do that.
Listen, here's the thing. You can't look away from the millions of people that have read his books and have implemented his, practices and haven't had their life get better, is all I'm going to say. Okay. So, but again, we never tell you with our episodes, do what we say. We always say, like, do the opposite of what Erin and I tell you to do. Our lives are a disaster. Like we always tell you that. So we have to just keep telling you that this is just a conversation, guys. Take none of it, take all of it, take one of it. It's all really up to you. Always do your own research. Always do what's best for you and your family. But this was just a very interesting conversation that, I don't know, I think you should all listen to. And I'm excited for your feedback.
Hello.
What is going on?
What is that? I mean, I'm a little starstruck. I'm not going to lie.
No way. I am. I'm starstruck. Are you kidding?
You're starstruck by only Sara or both of us or what?
What? I'm starstruck by both you guys.
Okay,
like
thank you.
legit, man. Like, I'm not kidding, for real.
Okay, well, in all fairness, we've been trying. I think I manifested you finally coming on because you're very busy. I know you don't do a lot of people's podcasts. You have your own podcast. But, wow.
Yeah.
He's here.
Yeah, I know. I don't do a lot of podcasts. We get asked like a billion times. And I just got so much to do, but you guys asked and I'm like, yeah, like I'm there.
Well, we really appreciate you giving us the time and we're very excited to talk to you. And I think that you have such a unique story and there's so many people, when we both posted about you, a lot of people who are confused, like, I don't even know what question to ask, and people want to understand like how you do what you do and what it actually is that you do. So can you start? By the way, I'm not going to call you Mr. Medium. I'll call you Anthony.
Well, why don't you ask him what he would like to be referred to as?
Okay.
AW, what else? Anything you want. That's fine.
Okay.
The medical medium, AW.
Okay, AW.
I like AW.
All right. So can you give the audience, people who maybe not know anything about you yet, what it is you do and like I'm sure you're really sick of telling the story and you wish you could just like push a button and like hit like a reel that explains it.
He's like, yo, tell your audience to buy my book.
Yeah. But tell it to us like it's the first time.
Yeah, of course. So I woke up in the morning at age 4. Okay. Woke up in the morning and heard a voice perfectly clear speaking to me. And it never went away. It has stayed with me ever since. But the voice I hear tells me all this advanced medical knowledge that's decades ahead of science research. That's why science research keeps on poaching it all the time. They like take it constantly. It's because it's information that's 50 years ahead, 100 years ahead. And it's about why everybody's sick. So here I am 4 years old and I'm hearing this information and it's just foreign to me. I can't even understand it. And then as I get a little older, it starts to really, it's easy to understand when you get older and you're hearing it all the time from Spirit of Compassion. So the voice I hear is Spirit of Compassion. That's the voice. So I'm trying to give you the quick rundown of it, the quicker rundown of it. But okay, let's just say this: a lifetime of torture. It's like a curse, but yet it's not a curse for people who are suffering and struggling and can't figure out how to heal. So I think another way to sum it up is people who find medical medium information are seasoned, been through everything, 10 doctors, 10 neurologists, 10 different alternative doctors, every conventional test in the book, and they have mystery chronic illness. They've tried every diet, all the eat better diets out there, everything from intermittent fasting and keto, and they're still stuck with all these neurological symptoms. They have neurological problems. And the information from Spirit of Compassion it's mind-blowing. It's profound because it's detailed answers to what's happening inside the body, to why they're sick. And it started since I was age 4.
Now, a couple of many questions.
Okay.
My first question is the voice that you hear specific to a person in front of you? Like you're at the grocery store and you're like, this person's going to die tomorrow, or this person has colon cancer and doesn't know it? Or is it you wake up and it's like on a macro scale of, oh, the next generation is going to be mirrored with being on too much medication and obesity?
No, that's incredible. Good question, because it's all of it. It's a plane flying by and then getting information on how many people are sick on the plane that's up in the sky. It's you're in the grocery store and that person has diabetes, that person has some other issue, that person has a brain tumor, and it's just it's all of it all the time. And here's the thing, it's not inside my head. I wish it was inside my head, because then I could distract myself and find something else to do. But it's not, it's from the outside of the body. So it's from the outside. That means that I can block it partially with my hand. So it's coming from above and going right to my right ear mostly. And I could block it. I could put my hands on my ears, but you can only do that so long. You can put earplugs in, but it's from the outside of the body. So it's not like I'm hearing voices inside my head. I wish it was that way. I probably would have had an easier life with it, but it's from the outside.
No, I think you'd feel way crazier if it was on the inside, because you cannot escape inside your head. At least you could put like music on in your ears and drown it out.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I could like blast the music or do something to drown it out. And that helps, throughout the years. I've tried that. And then I just like gave up. At the same time, I've just given up to try to distract myself and drown it out and just have to live with it. When I was 12 years old, Spirit of Compassion said, look, you have to hang in there for the ride, because you're probably going to end your life. That's what you're going to do, because it's going to become maddening. And it already was by the time I was 11 and 12 years old and 13 years old. And I just hung in there. I said, you know what? I have to do this. And I have to care. When I was younger, I was like, I can't care about everybody. I can't care about people with diseases, symptoms, and conditions. And I couldn't turn it off. So it's not like I could say, stop, don't talk to me anymore about what's happening. And Spirit of Compassion always told me, we're going to have to put it in books, this information, so millions and millions of people can learn and heal. But it's been a hard road. I think that I had to just get along with it, realized it's not going to be a normal life. It's going to be difficult. And you're also going to have a kick me sign on your back. So that's going to be there. And it's been rough, because here you got these answers about why people are really sick, chronic mystery illness. And at the same time, there's a lot of discrimination because, oh, don't take that guy seriously. The medical medium, what? Meanwhile, the information is just mind-blowing and saving lives around the planet. And so I'm glad I hung it in there for the ride, because I want to see more people heal, and more people heal. The medical medium community has more people healing in it than anywhere else in the world for anything in alternative conventional medicine. So it's been wonderful on that level.
But it's amazing but it's amazing because what you do, like I feel, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, and Erin's really been on the journey to heal from within longer than I have, but it feels like healing from within, getting to the root cause is kind of new, right? This is like a new, at least it's more like democratized now, right? Like it used to be people like the gut. What's the gut? What's microbiome? I mean, now it's like really at the forefront of just everyday people and not people who are like really invested in their health, like a lot of the people in our circle. But like, we've never had readings with you. I think I tried at one point. I think we were all like stalking Gwyneth because at one point she was like the only direct contact to you. And I think like this was a few years ago. Everybody was just hounding her to get to you. And but so we've never seen you, but we've each separately had experiences with mediums, like for other things, and
cool
and mind-blowing experiences. Cool. Like both of us have had experiences with mediums where it's like, because I was never a believer. I was like, oh, please. I was one of those people. I was never a believer in psychics, mediums.
Yep.
And then I had a situation with a medium who connected me to our stepfather who had passed away. And Erin had a very similar situation. And I was like, oh, I'm a believer. It's just, you can't make that shit up. You just can't.
If I've met 10 psychics, one out of the 10 were on it. She's gone. But
hey,
the other,
good. That's good odds.
The other 9, none of it came true. But one of them blew my mind. And I'm sure like anything like this, there's a lot of phonies and fakes out there. And then there are some real tapped in people. I mean, what was I just going to say? Oh, I just read this report that came out yesterday. I'm sure you're aware of it. Something about how, that the new plan for young kids who are obese is to make sure that they are on more medication and that they have access to surgery.
Yeah.
That's the fix that we're going to do. What do you think of that?
Yeah. Well, there's that. And then there's all this neurological stuff. People with mystery brain inflammation. There's depression, anxiety, depersonalization, OCD. That's a huge one right now. People suffering with OCD. It's like unbelievable. And medical medium information has the answers for all of that. And it's not just like stupid answers. It's not just like, oh yeah, maybe it's just in your gut. Maybe you need a probiotic. No, it's like detailed, specific, exactly what's happening with your neurons, what's creating the OCD, all of it. And then better than that, when people apply the info, they're healing their OCD, they're healing their anxiety, healing depression. I mean, people though who tried everything. I mean, think about it. You're not going to come to the medical medium because you got some aches and pains for a minute. You're not going to come to the medical medium because you got a little bit of SIBO and you got a functional medicine doctor. You're going to come to medical medium when you had the shit kicked out of you, man, where you're like down on your hands and knees and you're praying to God because you tried everything. You tried 10 functional medicine doctors, you tried neurologists, you tried internists, everybody. And now you're just like, what the hell am I going to do? And then all of a sudden, angelically, the book lands on somebody's lap. It's like this miraculous thing that occurs, how people find the information. And some people are like, you know what? I'm skeptical, right? I'm a skeptic, but I'm going to try it. And because they're at that point where they're like, I'm going to be finished off if I don't do something. And I flew to Europe. I went to Germany. I went to Mexico, and some healer down there pumped me up with all of this. I tried everything. I flew around the planet. And then you find the medical medium information. You're like, why does this make sense? Like, how come I've never heard this before? And then boom, people get into it and they start applying it and they start healing it, because no one's going to come here because they got a boo-boo. They're going to come here when they're down on their knees and they're praying to God. Even if they don't even believe in God, they're praying to God.
Yeah. And the proof is in the pudding. I mean, listen, what you have created, there's just too many access points. Everyone's talking, right? So like when we posted you were coming on, the amount of people that were writing in saying, oh, I literally am healed from this. Oh, I overcame this. Oh, my life is better because of him, because of this. And that's just...
Well, I shared today that I used to get strep throat all the time.
Oh.
like 5 times a year. I mean,
Me
just
too.
a really ridiculous
Both of us, and
amount.
you know why.
This is more my story right
No,
now.
but I'm just saying, because we were put on antibiotic, we would go, oh, my stomach hurts, and we'd get put on an antibiotic since we were like 3 years old.
So I was getting strep all the time, like 5 times a year. My doctor kept wanting to take my tonsils out. And our mom is very into functional medicine. She's very into alternative healing.
Always has been.
And she always has been. And she said to me, do not get your tonsils taken out, because when because your tonsils are there, they're alarm bells. They're there to signal that there's an infection. And if your tonsils are not catching the infection, then the infection can go to your lungs. And then that's when you get pneumonia. And then when you're older, pneumonia is really dangerous. I don't know if you agree with that or not, but she sent me this, I guess it's like a radio episode of something you did about strep, the virus.
Yeah.
I call it a podcast, but it didn't seem like it was a podcast.
It was like a radio show before the podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
and
like
I talked about streptococcus and all of
Exactly.
that.
So I listened to it and I took note and I put in my phone the things to eat when I'm starting to get a sore throat. I mean, I always know what it feels like because it's always on the left side and I know exactly it's going to become strep. And like, strep is just like horrific. It's like you're swallowing knives. So I followed what you said. No eggs, no chicken soup, which is what everybody tells you to drink and eat.
Yep. Chicken soup. Good for the soul.
Uh-huh.
That's what everybody says.
And no,
Good for the soul, very bad for the throat when you're sick.
Bad for the streptococcus. Yeah.
Mhm. And
Oh no, good for the streptococcus, bad for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
The virus loves it. Anyway, I followed what you said, and I am here to tell you I've never gotten strep throat since then. Truly.
That's insane.
Truly never had it again because
take that testimonial right there and add it to like millions and millions of others. That's how insane the info is.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
we have millions right now of testimonials from people coming out of wheelchairs, from people with their strep throat, people with their acne. And these people, they've been around. They get it. They tried things first. And that's the difference. I mean, that's what's so cool about it. But that's amazing that you never saw it again.
Piggybacking on Erin's story, I also quit eggs because of you. And I don't get sore throats. I get colds, ish, but like similar to Erin, the sore throat thing, that was always the first sign of, I'm getting sick. Always to the throat first. I quit eggs like 3 years ago and I don't get sore throats anymore.
Well, let's talk about eggs for 2 seconds, because anybody listening are going to be like, oh, that guy's not doing anything original. Eggs aren't that great. There's people out there talking about how eggs are bad. Dude, first of all, everybody thought eggs were good in health. The vegans didn't even know they were bad. The vegans just didn't eat eggs because they were an animal product. So if you were vegan or plant-based, it was like, no eggs for me because I'm vegan. Not no eggs for me because it's going to feed every virus and bacteria in my body. That's medical medium information. That's how profound this is, right? The info coming from above. And I'm not a smart guy. This is info from above. There's not a single person in health, alternative medicine, and conventional medicine that knew or thought an egg can feed a pathogen on any level. In fact, feeding pathogens is medical medium information. Nobody knew strep ate. They didn't know Epstein-Barr ate. They didn't know viruses ate. Nobody knew. And nobody knew what they ate anyway if they did think they ate anything, if they did eat anything. And strep and E. coli and Epstein-Barr and shingles and HHV6 and CMV all feed on eggs, undeveloped proteins, because the proteins in eggs, they're not complete. They're not finished, biological product. They're actually in that process of developing into proteins. And so those eggs feed all these bugs. And there's a reason I talk about in detail too, about how that started. And when you eat an egg, you're feeding something inside of you. Sure, someone listening to this would be like, I eat 4 eggs a day and I'm perfectly fine.
Right. I'm a triathlete. I'm whatever.
Yeah. I'm a triathlete. I'm like, I'm doing Ironman and I'm like eating eggs every day. That guy's a jerk. I'm on my keto diet. I'll go to some other guy to talk, whatever it is. But their scale hasn't tipped yet. It hasn't tipped yet, but it's going to tip for everybody somewhere down the line, because guess what? Everybody's sick. Everybody's getting sick and everybody's sick, and their scale tips. I don't care what dude you are that's working out. I don't care what chick you are that's doing your thing in your morning routine. I don't care what it is. Your scale's going to tip when the time comes. And People then get humbled, man. They get humbled. And now you're on the road for your doctor. Okay, I'm going this functional guy. I heard this guy's great. Going this naturopathic doctor, going this herbalist, going this acupuncturist. And you go around and you kind of hang in there and you get a little perks, and then you go a little down and little perks up, and you go down, and then the scale tips one more time because you don't know what happened, but something really happened in the body, and the scale tips, and you're like, holy crap, what am I doing now? And that's when you need the MM info. I'm not trying to boast and be like, I'm the greatest healer in the world, man, and you got to use the medical medium info. No way. It's just info from above that's saving lives. And it's going to be time where you'll be using it. But the egg thing's a prime example of medical medium information. I could give you 100 examples of info that was published first, started with MM through the teachings throughout the years. And people are like, stealing it, poaching it in science, not citing it, and everybody thinks it's out there. But you want to come back to the source so you can learn every reason why you shouldn't eat an egg. Because guess what? You're going to eat them again. And you know what? If you're vegan, you're going to eat eggs again. Every single vegan breaks. And when they break on eggs. It's the one thing they break. I don't care who, what, where. If you're a vegan, maybe you might be that one vegan that hangs in there for years, but the minute you get a boo-boo, the minute you wake up one morning and you're like, I don't know, I got brain fog really bad. It can't be this vegan diet. I've been on it for 10 years. Maybe it is the vegan diet. Let me go see this doctor. Oh, I should change my diet. I should eat eggs again. Well, I don't mind because I love eggs. I'm going back to them. Like thousands upon thousands of vegans go back to eggs, because they don't even know why they're sick to begin with, and they get trapped. It's crazy.
Listen, I had never heard the egg thing until you. I'm a well-read person. I am pretty informed. I'm pretty in touch with all the, latest and greatest and the things that people are doing. Until you told me what you heard from him, for me that was like, wait, what?
But I only apply it in my life for when I feel like I'm getting something like throaty and
so
sick.
you eat eggs when you're not. See, I haven't touched an egg.
That's the thing. Is like I do eat eggs, and there's not like I have,
because I'm off completely.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest, I don't feel bad typically when I eat eggs.
Your scale hasn't tipped yet. That's
my
why.
scale hasn't tipped yet. Well, I just have.
You're still doing chocolate, still doing cacao, still doing green tea, still doing caffeine, still doing apple cider vinegar. Your scale hasn't tipped yet. You could still play around in all the traps.
I just, I have had a really, 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 really frustrating health journey because I'm the person you're talking about who's been to like a million different people, and everybody says the opposite of what the next person says. And it's really confusing. It's like I compare it to going to the mechanic for your car, and they're like, this is the thing that's wrong. And you're like, I don't have the knowledge to tell you you're right or wrong. I have no idea. I guess
okay, here's 2,000 to fix
my favorite. Yeah. And my favorite part of that journey is none of them know why anybody's sick. Oh, I'll take your advice, but you don't know why I'm sick. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll take your advice, but you actually don't know why I'm really sick. Mm-hmm. So that's how it works. And this blows a hole in all of that, the MM stuff, because it opens the door so someone can know why they're sick. Other than that, it's a guessing game, man. It's merry-go-round. It's like musical chairs out there. And health is critical. It matters. Hey, if you're a mom and you can't feed your kids, you're basically bedridden from neurological fatigue, a term that's medical medium, neurological fatigue, and you're in bed and you're stuck and you got that chronic fatigue and you can't even function. You can't drive your kid to school. You can't take care of your children. And your children are then seeing mommy sick during their 2 year, 3, 4, 5 years, 6-year-old life. And it's really sad. So that's why it's like, enough of the bullshit. The answers are here. We can't mess around. Health is critical for people.
How individualized is the medical medium information? Is it like, are there categories of chronic pain, like don't eat beets? Or is it like that person is having coffee every day and it's like short circuiting their nervous system because they can't process it? Like it's the
only protocols, the only ones in the world of health. I'm saying it right now. You can clock me on this one. It's the only one that allows people who eat animal products and vegans. The other ones are all you're on one side of the aisle or not. You're whatever the belief system is. If you're into plant-based, you're on plant-based, and that's it. Whatever they're selling. If you're animal protein, you're on animal protein. If that's all it is, and that's whatever they're selling. Sure, they might change it around a little here and there, but all the diet belief systems, they're either one side of the aisle or the other. They're one size fits all. And the info is the opposite. It's not one size fits all. Everybody's welcome. And you can customize. You can learn, find out what's wrong with you, and then customize. You can eat animal protein and heal. You can be plant-based and heal. But guess what? We're going to show you how to do it right.
Yeah, I mean, look, I have the utmost respect for Western medicine. I do. I think, I have the utmost respect for doctors and scientists and all those things. But as just a regular consumer who has no degree in anything, I'm fucking confused because I'm like, wait, does Big Pharma make every decision now? Like, are you even, I just had a situation in my family with this like skin situation. And we went to like 4 fucking doctors. And what I realized is like, these doctors, they're just fucking human. They're just human. They've got their own stresses. They're just doing the best they can. They all gave me different answers. No one actually helped. We dealt with this shit for a year. My point is that I'm just confused. I don't know who to believe anymore. I want to believe my doctor, but then I'm not feeling better. So it's like, I do think people are at this crossroads where you don't want to turn your back on Western medicine, but we're all really starting to embrace the other stuff, which is healing.
Sorry.
What?
Well, I was just going to say, in Western medicine, unfortunately, it feels like refuses adamantly
To acknowledge.
to evolve and say, oh, well, this is what I knew last week, but today I have new information and now this is what I know. And it feels like there is an intentional rejection of the new information that comes out. It's not like, well, we need to collect more data and we need to have medical journals on it. It's really a refusal to acknowledge the validity of new information. Okay, well, we know that we're obsessed with Element. I have 5 boxes in my pantry overflowing.
And what did we just learn from the medical medium? That dehydration is a killer.
Yep. And it is so important to hydrate and to eat clean and drink clean foods. And so Element are clean electrolytes. There is no junk. There is no sugar. No, even though he said he likes sugar, but it doesn't have any. No coloring, no artificial ingredients, no gluten. Oh, he doesn't like gluten. No fillers, no BS. It is just clean, clean, clean. It helps with hormone regulation, helps with nutrition absorption and fluid balance and nerve impulses. It is literally like, it is just feeding your body, and it is so clean. And they taste amazing. It feels
like it's giving you vitality when you drink it. It has a little bit of a salty taste, which at first you're like, wait, what? But then you realize it's the salt that is actually, you need it to be fully hydrated. So all these other ones that taste like a certain way, it's not actually hydrating
Exactly.
you.
The salt is hydrating you. So right now, Element is offering our listeners a free sample pack with any order. That is 8 single-serving packets for free with any Element order. This is a great way to start all 8 flavors or share Element with a salty friend. You can get yours at drinkelement.com/Foster. This deal is only available through our link. You have to go to drinklmnt.com/Foster. Element offers a no questions asked refund. You can try it totally risk-free. If you don't like it, share it with a friend, or you'll get money back, no questions asked. Okay, so whether you're braving the cold or you're just dealing with like holiday crowds, which is like crazy in LA right now, everywhere you go, the grocery shopping is the worst. Parking, it's just a nightmare. I want to go cook for dinner and it's like such a process. Hungry Root is fantastic. We love using it. It is the easiest way to get like fresh, high quality food delivered to your door. It's groceries.
Here's the thing. I get overwhelmed at the grocery store. I'm like, okay, I'll take a little bit of this. I'll take a little bit of that. But when you actually have like recipes.
So just to be very clear, it is a grocery and recipe delivery. So you can take a quiz, tell them what you're interested in, what your tastes are, what you like, and then you pick different things that you want to make and it delivers the groceries to you. The best part is just that everything that Hungry Root offers follows a very simple standard. This is their standard. It's got to taste good. It has to be quick to make and contain whole, trusted ingredients. That's all that matters. You need to be eating whole, real foods, not fake foods. So spend less time shopping and cooking and more time enjoying healthy food that you will actually love with Hungry Root. So right now, Hungry Root is offering the world's first podcast listeners 30% off your first delivery and free veggies for life, which is crazy. Just go to Go to hungryroot.com/foster to get 30% off your first delivery and get free veggies. That is hungryroot.com/foster. Do not forget to use our link.
By the
so
way,
that they know we sent you.
Thrilled to never have to walk into a grocery store ever again.
I agree.
Why does everyone have fucking cancer? Why is cancer? And you don't have to answer that. You can say, I'm not a doctor, and we'll all be careful here. The audience knows, blah, blah, blah. But like, let's just be real. Why the fuck does everyone have cancer?
It takes two things for cancer. It takes toxins and viruses. That's all it takes. You can have toxins and no viruses, you probably won't get cancer. You can have viruses and no toxins, you probably won't get cancer. You have to have both toxins and viruses. I also publish that information too. So, and you'll see it trickling out there now. And what it is viruses feed on certain toxins and then mutate. And as they mutate, they damage cells. As they damage cell tissue, this vicious cycle occurs. The dead tissue gets feasted on by more viruses that are mutated. More mutated viruses turn into more mutated viruses. I write about it in detail about it really, and what happens is now you got malignant tissue, malignant cell growth. But why do people get cancer? Their immune systems are busted down. They're feeding all the viruses. They're getting, there's chemical warfare happening right now. And chemical warfare domestically in everybody's house. There's the air fresheners.
I was just going to ask you about that. I was just going to say, because I am obsessive about living like a clean, non-toxic life. I feel like I have such a hypersensitivity to like the fillers in my foods, fake stuff, scented things, perfumes, a paint, opening up a package that has plastic and like the smell that comes off of it, like the off-gassing of all these things, like the stuff in my makeup, in my lipstick, like knowing that it's toxic. It's like, it's become like an obsession in my life. I mean, I've had some health issues, so I've become obsessed with like thinking if I clear this stuff out, then it would help.
Colognes, perfumes, highly toxic, it's all kinds of stuff, pesticides and everything else in it, but it's scented candles, that's a big one. And you'll see people, they'll be on like Instagram, they'll be like, yeah, we're having a party at my house and my friends are coming over. I'm going to light scented candles right now for everybody. Let me light them on the coffee table. Yeah, we're into health too. It's like, you're breathing in all that scented candle. You're getting poisoned. And then you're doing your avocado toast in the morning and you're like, yeah, I'm taking care of myself. And meanwhile, you got the scented candles everywhere. And no one knows what's in that stuff. Nobody knows. It's chemicals and chemical factories creating diabolical chemicals. And it's going in that and the air fresheners, the scented candles, the detergents, all of it. And people are getting hit with this, but you need that plus viruses. You need toxic heavy metals. You need all the different chemical warfare. You need the petroleum, the gas station spilling on your hands, whatever it is, all of it just adds up, and it tips the scale eventually. And then if you want to add in the rest of the food stuff, and it's more than just processed foods. Like in the health realm, it's like, oh yeah. We know about processed foods now. Yeah, you shouldn't eat them, whatever. It's way more than that. Processed foods is a joke. Like it's more than that. When you're really sick, it isn't just eating processed or not, and you're better. There's people that can eat a organic vegan diet and still be bedridden. There's people that can eat grass-fed beef, animal, protein diet, and they're bedridden. It's more than just greasy fried foods and processed foods that you hear about in the health realm or documentaries or anything. It's way bigger than that. There's more reasons why we're sick.
Well, what is the right? So what do you mean by that in terms of someone's healing and they're eating clean food? How is that food still making them sick?
Well, okay. If their scale's really tipped, say they got 3 viral infections, they don't even know. They got a shingles virus inside their liver. They got shingles virus inside their neck, giving them trigeminal neuralgia, info. Then they got Epstein-Barr inside their liver, right? Giving them releasing all these toxins, making the liver sluggish, giving them fatigue. And say they got herpes cold sore simplex 1, and that's in their trigeminal nerve 2, and they're beaten down, their immune system's down, and they have 3 viruses that are really giving them wear and tear. And then they're on this vegan diet and they're not getting better. That's because you got to now customize. You got to go further now. You don't know it, but you're not doing enough. And no one out there is going to really teach you how to do enough. Sure, you can go to your next healer and next doctor, and they'll be like, why don't you try this? Let's do an all-cat for food sensitivities. Let's check your IgG. Let's go do this. And you're going to be on the merry-go-round. And even as a vegan eating clean with no processed foods, you're wondering, why the hell do I have this brain fog? How come I have this anxiety? How come everything hurts? How come I have fatigue and my legs feel like sandbags? How come my chest feels tight and I can't get air in it? And my life's going to shit. The details matter. It's not just about being on a clean diet and avoiding processed foods. That's a joke. It's about getting toxic heavy metals out of the brainstem. It's about knowing what viruses you have and learning so you can kill off those viruses. It's about knowing that even though you're a vegan and you're eating clean, you still might be feeding those viruses. No one would know.
How do you
I'm
find
just a
those
messenger.
viruses?
Yeah, what kind of tests are you like?
How do you find those viruses that are hiding in your body?
Well, that's the thing. No one would know. You go to 1,000 doctors, you're not going to know. But the info, because it's above the crap that's here. It's info that's ahead of it all. So someone can read and learn and be like, whoa, I didn't know that's my herpes simplex 1 causing that. I didn't know that's the shingles causing my frozen shoulder. I mean, no one would never tell me.
I know, I've had frozen shoulder.
Wait, no,
info.
Mom had frozen shoulder and then had a shingles out. She's fine with us saying this. And then it had a shingles outbreak like a couple years later.
I know.
And she couldn't figure out what her shoulder.
Well, I had frozen shoulder too for like 2 years, and I got one of those shots, and it really helped. But then I felt guilty for getting one of those shots.
What, like cortisone?
Yeah, just a cortisone
Yeah,
shot.
the cortisol. Yeah, so that's the shingles virus. That's a low-grade viral infection from the shingles, but nobody would know that's what it was. And when you go to info, it's like, whoa, I can kill off the shingles virus that doctors don't know is causing my frozen shoulder. This is why it turns lives around. And I'm just a messenger. I'm not a doctor. I got no credentials. My credentials is street cred. Millions of people healing, right? That's my credentials right there. The books are the #1 health books in the world all these years for people to heal from chronic illness. This is all my street cred,
Yeah.
But I'm not a doctor. People go, oh, he's not a doctor. I'm not going to read the book. Fine. Don't read it. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I want you to read it. I want you to heal.
Question. A lot of the language you use is very medical, and some of it I quite frankly have no idea what you're saying. Does the voice that you hear ever like give you information, and because you're not a doctor, you're like, I don't know what that is, and you have to you're learning new words? Like, do you know every term for every vessel in our bodies?
I have to read these over and over again, right? Okay. 2 massive books that Spirit of Compassion gave me all the information for. Like the eating disorder chapter is mind-blowing. Nobody ever knew. The reason why people get caught in that bulimic cycle is because they're getting an adrenaline high, because their adrenals are exploding when they're vomiting. And then afterwards, they're self-medicated from the adrenaline to calm whatever emotional is happening or whatever physical is happening until the adrenaline wears off. And then the depression hits, and then they throw up everything again and vomit again, and they're on the adrenaline. That's what I'm talking, advanced information.
That's so interesting. Because people who have eating disorders who are bulimic, they say that it's like they feel like they have to do it. It's like they get that rush. Like they feel like they can't function unless it happens.
They're addicted to adrenaline is what's happening, their own adrenaline. So they're using their adrenals to self-medicate. But the science of research isn't going to learn that until I don't know how many decades. That's just one tidbit. Like there's a mountain of this kind of powerful information so people can find themselves, know what's wrong, and heal.
So like we do live in a world, I'm sorry, but we're living in it, especially in this country here, where doctors, medical journals, nobody's trying to get to root cause. Everybody's just trying to get you sick so that they can then medicate you to get better. It's $1 trillion, right? So like we're not actually, it's the people like you, and it's this frankly small group of people in this country. It feels big to us because it's a lot of people in our world, but it's small. What are there? 400 million people in this country. It's a small group of people who are now wanting to uncover and pull back the layers of the onion to figure out No, I don't want to go on medication for this. I want to get to the root cause and heal within so I don't have to. But the medical community they don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, they're all about that for sure.
But they should also care that like people are unhappy. People don't
Yep.
feel good. Put them on
Yeah.
the medication that they need to be on. Put them on 5 different meds. Put them on heartburn and blood pressure and anxiety, all the medications. People are anxious like never before.
And
Now,
kids,
I don't know
kids
if
have OCD.
I
Like
don't-
they never have.
I don't know
Part
if
of
that's-
that is because the toxic heavy metals are building up in everybody's brains. That's why. Like on a scale we've never seen before, but science research would not know that. But still, it's what is the cause. Like OCD, that's toxic heavy metals. And I talk about it in the book, and I've talked about it before. A deposit of metal actually gets hit by an electrical impulse and stops. That electrical impulse had a thought in it. So whatever the thought is, like the thought is, I hate myself. That's the thought. Okay. So I'm laying in bed at night, my OCD is cranking, and I can't stop the mind chatter, and I can't stop myself from saying how much I hate myself. Well, that electrical impulse that's carrying that thought, I hate myself, hits a wall, a deposit of toxic heavy metals. And when it hits it, it stops and then goes backwards. It bounces off that toxic heavy metal and heads up. And the reason why the person's stuck in that cycle is because it was never in completion. It never went to its completion moment where the thought traveled all the way through. It got stuck and kept on bouncing against the toxic heavy metals, the mercury deposit. And that's how OCD works. Eventually, as you're in this heated moment with your OCD and you're going into what feels like madness and you can't sleep, eventually an overriding happens where the electrical impulse heads into a different direction around the deposit and frees you. And then you finally get to fall asleep. You wake up in the morning, it might still be there, or another one might start. But I talk about this in detail, how it works. And that's just one thing. Everybody's heads are getting filled with metal. And I'm not talking about rock and roll and heavy metal. I'm talking about mercury, aluminum, copper, all of it. And
I always
that's what
think it's
people are
so
suffering with.
crazy.
And kids are getting a lot of metal in their brains early on, passed down from generation 2 from the family line. And our problems are getting worse, not better. Everybody's getting a symptom. There's nobody in this country or in the world that's going to be symptom free.
I want to know why everyone's hormones are fucked up. I want to know.
Well, I was just going to say when you said aluminum, I was just going to say I find it so confusing that people gladly cook food with aluminum foil. Wrap it up, heat it up, and let it go into your food. I don't understand. I use parchment paper, like unbleached parchment paper, and the healthiest people I know just sit in there, put that chicken, wrap it up, put a baked potato in aluminum, and then heat it. And I'm like, do you not think that aluminum is now in your food? Like, it's pretty obvious.
We grew up with mom baking baked potatoes wrapped in
I
aluminum.
know, but now she doesn't do it anymore because she's more awake to it.
Yeah. Science research doesn't think it's a problem. They can't see the aluminum in somebody's brain. They don't know if it's really real. They can't test anybody to find out if it's really there. So that's not an issue there. And then, so where do we learn in the end? Well, if we learn from medical media info for the last 35 years that goes to the brain and causes problems, we can stop using the foil. But that's just one part. What about getting the metals out? So it's one thing to stop it from going in. Let's get them out. And that's a whole nother thing. It's like knowing the cause is half the battle. Knowing how to fix it is the other half.
Okay, Sarah, it is time to talk about sexy for you.
I'm going to let you take this one because you are.
You seem horny just hearing the word.
Can you not ever refer to me as horny? Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just reading your energy.
Stop.
I said for you, and you just seem to get a little frisky.
Yeah, because I'd like to do my foria alone. Okay.
I hear what you're saying. You want to be a little alone with some foria?
I don't need to be with you when I'm doing foria.
Okay, so foria is all natural and plant-based ingredients to intensify sexual pleasure and relieve discomfort. Sarah, discomfort for you. They have a lot of great products. They have the Awaken Arousal Oil and the Sex Oil. It's a perfect combo. It helps peak your pleasure. It helps helps address discomfort. They use CBD and sensation-inducing organic botanicals to enhance arousal, sensitivity, pleasure, access to orgasm, and help with discomfort.
Look, I'm going to cut to the chase here.
Oh, please do.
You got to be careful with the things you're using in those areas, and the things you're using when you're doing those things you're using them for. You know what I'm saying? You got to be really cognizant of the ingredients that you're putting around that area.
Absolutely. It's being absorbed in your body.
Are you vibing with what I'm
picking up what you're putting down?
Picking out what I'm putting down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yes, you have our permission to try this. We fully endorse you to go ahead and treat yourself to more deeper, fuller pleasure wherever you can find it as often as possible. And you can start with a bottle of Foria. Foria is offering a special deal for our listeners. Get 20% off your first order by visiting foriawellness.com/Foster or use the code Foster at checkout. That is FORIA wellness.com/Foster for 20% off your first order. I recommend trying their Awaken Arousal Oil.
Stay horny.
And the sex oil. You're welcome.
All right. So Vegamore, I get so many messages from people because I opened my big mouth. I went against the grain and did something I wasn't supposed to, which I said, guys, use the Vegamore lash serum also on your eyebrows. That's not part of the thing. They sell it as eyelash serum, but I use it on my eyebrows and I got some bushy eyebrows. So a lot of people are like, thank you so much for that tip. They're helping my eyebrows grow. So we love Vegamore. It's been something that we were using this far before we had a podcast. Our makeup artist in New York City, Mateen, was like, ladies, you want those lashes to grow? I'm going to send you my friend's company, Vegamore. Now we're here many years later, and they are a sponsor on the show. So also they have shampoo and conditioner now. Like
You've been using that for a long time, I thought.
Yeah, no, I have, but I wasn't using it 5 years ago when we heard about it.
No, it's great.
And I think the shampoo and conditioner is new. So the kids use it, I use it. It's revitalizing. The thing is,
it's cruelty-free. They never use parabens or any hormones.
I was
and
speaking.
They do not use any harmful chemicals. And it is clean and it actually works. So don't let damage of the past hold your hair back. You can see your hair's full potential with Vegamore. Go to vegamore.com/Foster and use the code Foster to save 20% on your first order. That is vegamor.com/Foster. The code is Foster to save 20% at vegamore.com/Foster.
Okay, medical medium. I want to know why
I told you to call him AW.
Well, he also said I could call him medical. I mean, I'm so like entranced
I know, me too.
in this conversation, and it's just so powerful and it so needs to be had. I want to know why girls are getting their period so much earlier. Women are going into menopause earlier. Women's hormones are all fucked up. It's harder than ever for women to get pregnant. Like, what is that?
Low-grade viral infections, they're rampant right now. So low-grade viral infections, Epstein-Barr virus, CMV, HHV6, HHV7, all these different herpetic family viruses are the real undercurrent of why people are sick with chronic illness. And that's infertility, that's endometriosis, PCOS, all of it. So we're going into a place where there's so many low-grade viral infections, it's not being found by the medical industry. They're not there yet. But the point is that women are having lots of pathogen problems, and men too. It's just that, it's the whole thing with men and women is they're both getting sick now. Years ago, it was mostly women, but now like men are getting sick.
You mean with
really
fertility, with their sperm, you mean?
Yeah, with that and every other condition and symptom too. But see, here's how it works. Women get sicker more than men because women, they have a challenge with their immune system men don't have. Women have their cycle each month. And what science and research doesn't know is that when you have your cycle, your immune system has to watch over your reproductive system and then leave everywhere else. So only 20% of your immune system is left to fend for everywhere else in your body. 80% of your immune system has to go to the reproductive system when you're menstruating. And because of that, women are always susceptible to getting sick, strep throat constantly, UTIs constantly, migraines constantly, women break out in cold sores every time they have their cycles. They break out in acne every time they have their cycles. They're not breaking out with acne because of hormones. They're breaking out with acne because their immune system lowered and streptococcus created the acne. That's info. And so this is like, anybody listening right now, they're going to be like,
no, anyone listening is going, yes.
They're going to be like,
no, they're literally like, holy shit, my whole life just like
anyone
made
listening
sense.
is on Amazon buying this fucking book right now is what they're doing.
and then ovulation, men don't ovulate. Those jackasses don't go through that. Instead,
trust me, it's not lost on us that added on top of everything else we have to deal with as women, our immune system also is preoccupied most of the month.
Yeah, like most of the month, a woman's immune system is preoccupied. It's taking care of ovulation because it has to protect life. And so a woman's immune system is all geared around reproductive system. Like twice a month, it's focused on that. That means more susceptible to flus, RSV, whatever, COVID, more susceptible to anything too. Guys, they're not sick. They're just dudes. You know what I mean? Let's go.
They get all the luck.
Watching a football game, no problem. Oh, wait. Why is my girlfriend sick? She can't watch the football game tonight? Oh, I don't know. It's the bottom line is that they're not challenged with their immune system. You know how men get sick? They burn themselves to the ground. That's how they get themselves sick.
They don't take care of
themselves. They get into
themselves.
recreational drugs. Not all guys. I'm just giving you examples. They get into recreational drugs. They stay up too late. They don't sleep enough. They burn themselves to the ground. And eventually they get sick because they wore themselves out. That's how guys get sick.
So since we're touching on fertility and Sarah brought it up, I'm curious if there's been any voice that's told you the last hour why I cannot seem to get pregnant. I have I have 4 sisters who've gotten pregnant really easily. My mom got pregnant really easily. Everyone around me and everyone I've ever met seems to be getting pregnant easily. And I'm just curious if there's anything that I can be doing differently.
Just low battery in the reproductive system. It's not a clogged fallopian tube. It's low battery. So what happens is there's a lot of different steps you can take to rehab your reproductive system. And low battery means that your reproductive system is not at its highest percentage that it needs to be in vitality. So we have all these different body systems, and some of our body systems can be running at 60%, 50%. Like people walk around, their liver is running at 30%. They don't even know it. It should be 60 or 70%. It's at 30%. The reproductive system is at like 40% when it's supposed to be 80%. So things can happen. But so it's about rebooting the reproductive system. It had the right foods, the right supplements, everything matters. And then because if someone is in that situation, you're in that situation, you can't play. So that means you got to get rid of some of the toxic stuff. I know people are going to be pissed at me for this, but you got to get rid of the cacao because that shit's toxic.
Whoa.
And you got to that has to go. That's all that's got to go, because with reproductive systems, the 2 things you have to have in order to keep your reproductive system strong for baby making, you have to have really strong adrenals. They got to be solid. And what the industry is teaching women right now is have them all jacked up on caffeine. Big time. Lots of coffee drinks, espressos in their coffee drinks, cacao all the time, green tea, matcha tea, kombucha tea with caffeine in it. So that's one thing right there. So all that caffeine's got to go if you want to have a baby. If you're having a problem, that's one right there. The other thing is vinegar. You don't want to pickle your future eggs. You don't want to pickle the follicles, because the vinegar will pickle the follicles like they were just like pickles in a jar, like they were capers in a jar.
So it's like sauerkraut. That's bad.
Bad. So it's like some other girl can eat all the sauerkraut she wants. She can eat all the cacao she wants. She can have all whatever chocolate ice cream she wants, and she can get pregnant. But if you're having a problem, we got to start moving out the stuff that stops the babies from coming. So it's like we got to get rid of the caffeine. That's number one right there. And then we got to start bringing in the evil demon the demon seed, everybody says it's evil and whatever, it's fruit. We got to crank up the fruit. Yeah, all the fruit fear people, fruit fear doctors.
Well,
fruit
strawberries
fear,
keep you young, they say. There's something in strawberries that is literally like acts as a anti-aging, right? Am I wrong?
No, he's on a roll. Let him keep
Okay,
going.
sorry, keep going. Fruit.
Okay,
Crank up
crank
the
up
fruit.
fruit.
You got to bring in the fruit, because what are you trying to produce? A
Human?
baby?
Yes.
A fruit.
You're trying to produce a fruit. That's what you're trying to
So
do.
the fact that
You're
I'm
like a
so the fact that I
flower-
eat
you're
ice
a
cream at
flower
night is
that's
bad.
Trying to produce a fruit. So
No, I'm just saying, like, I like I've eaten so much ice cream in the last like 3 months. Like that's bad, right? Chocolate chips, that's all gone.
it's terrible.
Okay.
It's terrible. It's terrible if you, and I'm not the food police. I'm not sitting here judging anybody. I'm not shaming anybody. I'm not going to think anything anybody if they eat whatever they can chow down a pizza, stuff some ice cream down, eat a chocolate bar afterwards. I'm still going to think they're awesome, because this is a hard world down here. It's no joke down here on planet Earth. This is one hard place to live. And if people got to if they got to use ice cream as a vice, I totally get it, all of it. But if you're really trying to have a baby and something's going on, you got checked out, the doctor can't find, this, can't find that, the obvious things, then we got to start doing our work. You got to start doing it. And one of the things is lots of fruit has to come in. Not be a fruitarian, but fruit has to come in. And then we have to revive the reproductive system. We have to revive it. We have to revitalize it. It's critical. And these are pieces that I learned from above, and they work. They work. I can't tell you how many people that I've known throughout the years, age 48, boom, just 3 kids out of nowhere, couldn't have them her whole life. And then all of a sudden they're doing these very pieces. But you got to stay off the vinegar. It's in everything. It's tragic what it does to follicles. And people don't know this.
You don't understand. I'm obsessed with vinegar. Like I've basically been poisoning myself for
You're like Arb,
Yeah.
you are
20 years.
vinegar.
I'm obsessed with vinegar. I put it on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pickling your follicles.
And you've never gotten off of vinegar your whole life.
You're pickling them.
I've never gotten off vinegar, no.
Because it's what it does. What vinegar does, and I talk about it in all the books, medical mean books, and the brain books too. Vinegar goes into the cell wall, and it sucks life out of that cell. And that's every cell, including every follicle, every part of the reproductive system, your liver, your brain, whatever. And so we got to be careful. That's one thing right there to look out for.
Now, when you say this to me, is this like
the MM?
Is this no? Yeah, okay, sure, yes, of course. With you, the medium, the voice, whatever. But when you say it to me, is this like a chapter in your book on fertility that is for any woman having a hard time? Or are you saying this also directly to me? Like, do you have any instinct on something specific that I'm doing? Is the vinegar conversation to me or to anyone?
You specifically, SOC is saying, Spirit of Compassion, that's SOC is saying, you can't be on that vinegar. You can't be on that chocolate. You can't be doing any of that.
Whoa.
Those 2 things right there gotta go. More fruit's got to come in. You got to bring in the celery juice. You need those sodium cluster salts to revive the cells, those electrolytes to crank it up. And then because you've had the low grade viral stuff throughout your life, you've had the sore throats, the strep, that's the Epstein-Barr too. It's a combination of both. You've had the strep and the Epstein-Barr. Then guess where that strep and Epstein-Barr sits? It sits in the reproductive system. That's where it sits in women. So that means you've had all that time, and now we got to get the protocols right. We got to knock down the pathogens. We got to revive the reproductive system and keep the bad stuff out. We got to do some work.
Okay, so I'll take this one. At least I'll take the beginning. Athletic Greens, guys. It is quickly become like when we see people on the street, they talk about, oh my gosh, your podcast. I love your guests. I love it. And I'm now on Athletic Greens because of your podcast. This podcast has gotten
by the way,
so many people.
Our sister Allison came and stayed with me this weekend. She made herself Athletic Greens every morning.
Yeah, exactly. It is really revolutionizing the way that you take vitamins, the way that you take supplements. It is one scoop. It is one scoop. And in that one scoop of AG1, you get 75 vitamins, minerals, whole food source ingredients. That includes a multivitamin, multimineral, probiotic, green superfood, and more in one freaking scoop. Dump it in your water. Did she dump it in her water or she did it in something else?
She did it in water.
Yeah, water. and you just chug it down and you are good. You're good for the rest of the day. So it's been so great hearing from you guys how it's really making you feel better and honestly look better too. You're not supposed to say that, but when you are healing
But we all know that's what you
from
care about.
within, you see it on the outside.
I agree.
Isn't there a free vitamin D situation with this whole thing?
There always is.
That's for you to talk about.
To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you an immune supporting free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. If you visit athleticgreens.com/foster today. Again, simply visit athleticgreens.com/foster to take control of your health and give AG1 a try. All right.
Okay, Noom.
We are big fans of Noom. The reason why I like it is that so many people are so obsessed with trying to figure out how they can look better and feel better. And they're doing all these extreme things that are very hard to sustain. And what Noom does—
also harmful, by the way.
And harmful. Noom is not a quick fix, okay? There is no quick fix, shortcut way to lose weight and look better. There isn't. It is a lifestyle change. And so Noom gets into your brain and it helps you figure out how to think differently about food. It's based in CBT, which is cognitive behavior therapy, which is a form of therapy that helps you change your habits, behaviors, addictions.
The thing that people say is the biggest shock from doing Noom is how they no longer crave all the bad things that they thought they could never put down. They're like, no, you don't understand. I literally don't even crave French fries anymore. I just don't crave them. I don't want them. It's pretty, listen, the mind is powerful and Noom is like science backed. I don't want to say, I mean, it's like very, very, very science backed. So, I don't know, guys. New year, new you. Give it a try. I mean, active first-time Noomers lose an average of 15 pounds in 16 weeks. And 95% of customers say that their Noom weight is a good long-term solution for them. So that's like some pretty good data right there.
Okay, so stay focused on what's important to you with Noom Weight's psychological-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com/foster. That is NOOM.com/foster to sign up for your trial today. And check out Noom's first ever book, The Noom Mindset, a deep dive into the psychology of behavior change. Available to buy now wherever books are sold. How does the Spirit of Compassion feel about white wine?
I have a glass of wine over here, and I just bought a vineyard, matter of fact. Yeah. $52,000 for a glass of wine. Perfect. I think, look, when it comes down to wine, I mean, look, it's alcohol. It's what used to be a grape. You know, I mean, there's a lot of wine snobs out there, but I can't blame them. And you can have wine, sure, but I would keep alcohol out. You know, I would. With this situation, definitely keep it out. And white wine, I would do red wine over white wine, but regardless.
Sounds like it's a no
alcohol,
wine.
Yeah, alcohol's a trick on the brain. It's the ghost of what sugar was. Your brain only can survive on glucose, sugar. You take sugar away from your brain, you die in 10 seconds. That's what happens. If sugar isn't going to your brain, you die in 10 seconds. 5 seconds, you start to die. Your brain starts to die in 5 seconds. Critical to know, right? And so when it comes down to alcohol was, it was sugar. And so your brain sees alcohol as methyl sugar, the ghost of sugar. So it tricks the brain. The brain thinks it's getting fuel, but it's not. And it's the ghost of sugar and it's gone. So it's a major brain damager, you know, alcohol. So you kind of don't want to be drinking anyway. But look, I don't know. I'm taking away all your fun stuff.
I know.
Hey, I'm not going to be able to stop the world from drinking alcohol, man.
No, I know. But is sugar the devil that we think it is?
No.
No?
Oh.
No, it's fat. That's the devil that nobody knows.
Fat is the devil?
Like even olive oil?
For 35 plus years, I've been teaching people fat's the enemy, not sugar.
But like good fat, like avocados?
And it's seeped into some of the alternative medicine, you know, fabric out there. But it's no one's eating. Or who's eating sugar? Who's eating a bowl of sugar? Like no one's eating a bowl of sugar. It's like, let me just have my bowl of sugar here. Let me stick my spoon in here. and have my bowl of sugar. Nobody's eating sugar. They're eating fat with sugar mixed. It's like a donut. It's all that fat and oil. It's cookies, all that fat, butter, and oil. It's cakes, all that fat, butter, and oil. It's cream, which is all fat. It's people are on fat, and then sugar's just in the way, but no one's eating bowls of sugar. They're eating bowls of fat. That's what's getting people.
Whoa.
It's all that. Pizza is a circle of fat. That's what it is. Cheese and oil on the dough and olive oil dripped all over it. And sure, olive oil is better for you. Fine, but still it's all fat.
Wait, avocados, like olive oil, is that good fat or is that not good fat? No fat.
It's good fat, but it depends on where you are. Okay, say you have no health problems, or maybe you got a little bit of a weight problem, you're a little bit of high blood pressure, and you've been on pork, lamb chops and stuff, and bacon and sausage and all that stuff, right? And all of a sudden, it's like, I want to get my blood pressure down. I heard, you start eating better. And if you get away from all that sausage and all that pork and all that chicken and everything, you push it away and you start eating avocados, you're going to improve. It's like, whoa, I found the holy grail. I'm getting better. I'm losing weight. I'm exercising. I'm eating, avocado toast every day. I'm eating guacamole every day. I'm intermittent fasting. I'm not eating, a pork sandwich in the morning, whatever. I'm just like, and what happens is people think they found the holy grail and they start improving. So when I say you got to back down on the avocados and the olive oil and the nut butters and the almond milk, they think I'm like, I got like two heads or something, or like an alien that came down from a spaceship, because they're like, oh, he's definitely wrong. That guy doesn't know anything, because this doctor says omega-3s and this doctor says, good fats are the good fats. And this doctor says this. Already I lost this guy. He lost me. I'm out of here, right? But what they don't realize, you start getting sick. Like if you're really sick, you can't just be on even all the good fats. Those got to go. If you're getting sick, man, you got jaw pain, back pain, neck pain, teeth pain, burning skin, burning mouth, burning tongue, blurry eyes, brain fog, migraines, seizures, tremors, whatever the heck's going on with you, you have to even get rid of the good fats. You can't be eating too much avocado. If you have neurological symptoms, your nervous system has to get sugar. And good fat is not going to allow your nervous system to get the sugar it needs. The fat blocks the sugar from entering your nerves and healing you. So sure, if you're some dude that is just, living a stressful life, overweight, and you want to start exercising in the gym, and you want to start eating keto and start eating some avocados in there, or whatever you want to eat, yeah, you're going to lose weight. You're going to start feeling better, and you think you found the holy grail. And then you're going to hear me and think I'm a jackass by saying you shouldn't eat too much avocado. But what people don't realize is if you're a mom, you're stuck in bed, you got neurological fatigue, you've been to 100 doctors, your husband's leaving you because he doesn't understand why you can't even function and thinks it's all in your head and you're making it up, an avocado's not going to fix you. We got to go further. We got to get rid of fats, and we got to start bringing in the sugar, the healthy sugar. And then the insulin resistance goes away. And then because you're keeping the fat out, it's not blocking the sugar anymore and giving you insulin resistance. And now you're healing and you're recovering. People don't realize there's tiers of health, like information that can take you further and further. And
I have
that's
a
the
really
whole point
stupid
about
question.
Wow.
What are good sugars? Like I know fruits are good sugars, but like what else is good sugars? Or is it
Besides
just fruit?
fruit?
Yeah.
Potatoes are a great
Oh,
one.
potatoes are sugars. Right.
I'm sure someone just said he lost me there again.
No.
Potatoes are bad.
No, we're all with you.
We love like white sweet potatoes. Those
Yeah,
like
the
the Hana white sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes are great. The white sweet potatoes, winter squash are great. Buttercup, butternut, kombucha squash, all those are great, right? And then even honey and maple syrup is fine. But of course, you just don't want to walk around drinking a gallon of maple syrup or whatever. But, peas are really good. That's a great one for great carbohydrate, great sugar. All the different fruits, banana, papayas, all of that. Potatoes, white potatoes are fine. Red potatoes, all of those are good. But here's the problem. You start putting butter on all that.
Right.
And now you just block the sugar from getting to your brain and your nerves, and now you're getting insulin resistance.
So what would you put on your potato? Because I mean,
Nothing.
What would you put on your potato?
I don't put nut butters on. That's another thing. It's like you got to be careful. If you take nut butters and mix it with fruit, you're still creating the same thing as a cheeseburger with bread and your meat. It's fat and sugar. The bun is the sugar. The meat is the fat. So you can be vegan and still screw yourself up.
Right.
A vegan's eating all these vegan cakes and cookies. They're like, oh, let me check out this new vegan place. I'm in here. Oh, muffins. Whoa. Oh, canola oil free. Thanks to medical meeting, but nobody knows that either. Okay. Oh, canola oil free now in their cupcakes. Whoa. Good vegan cupcakes. But guess what's in the vegan cupcakes? Fat and sugar. You're still screwing yourself up. It's not like you want a fat-free cupcake and then you get all the carb going into your brain. You get no insulin resistance. But okay, with all of that, I still love avocado and I still want people to eat it. I would rather have them eat an avocado than a steak sandwich. Sure. And I'm not against animal protein. Oh,
well, I was going to ask you what you think of bone broth, because bone broth is such a big thing.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of problems with bone broth. One is the vinegar in bone broth. It's so detrimental.
I didn't know there is vinegar in bone broth.
There is. There's supposed to be, unless someone's now making their bone broth without vinegar. There are probably people doing that now. But bone broth is like a different thing on its own. It's fat. So it's a fat soup. You got your soup, fat soup. But the person is going to be most likely getting some kind of sugar that day from something, or they can't live. So whatever they ate that day has to have sugar in it. So now they got sugar in their system because they have to. And then they eat the bone broth and they instantly get insulin resistance. So bone broth is like the insulin resistant creator. But what I don't like about bone broth is the adrenaline. The reason why some people claim, oh man, I'm feeling better from my bone broth and I'm feeling, is because they're high. They're high because they're on adrenaline. Because when the cow is slaughtered, the big adrenals the cow has exploded out of just chaos because the cow was being murdered. And then all that adrenaline went into the bones of the animal. So when the animal died, all the bones were saturated in adrenaline. And then somebody comes along and they cut those bone marrow pieces and hey, this is how you eat bone broth. Let's write a book about it. Yeah, let's put it out there. People are like, I love my bone broth. They're drinking adrenaline soup, steroids. It's a high steroid food. So, and they're getting high. They're medicated off the steroids. Just like bee sting therapy, they're medicated off their adrenals exploding because the bee stung them. And then they're feeling high, but they don't realize that it's not the bee sting. It's their own adrenals flooding because emergency, you just got stung by a bee. And so people don't realize it. They're self-medicated when they're doing bee sting therapy. They're self-medicated when they do bone broth. They're self-medicated when they're doing their cacao, whatever, their chocolate stuff, their caffeine. People are just walking around self-medicated every day. They're now microdosing. Everybody's microdosing. Everybody's stoned out of their minds. Everybody's sick. Why are you smoking weed? Because you're sick, dude. You're sick. That's why you're smoking weed. Something's wrong. You don't feel good. You're smoking weed to get over anxiety. You're smoking weed to sleep. You got a problem, man. We have to fix your problem instead of keep on trying to, douse everything. And then there's, mushrooms, microdosing mushrooms is a big thing. It's like out of control. Meanwhile, everybody's sick. And whatever. And I'm sure I got more haters now after doing the show.
No, I think people will be so fascinated. But I am curious how you feel about functional mushrooms and microdosing and all the plant medicine.
I think it's terrible, because plant medicine is when you learn how to use lemon balm. Plant medicine, like use it right. Like in the medical medium books, lemon balm shock therapy. I did a whole chapter on microdosing. Plant medicine isn't cacao getting your adrenals jacked up, destroying your adrenals. Plant medicine isn't psilocybins. It's not the mushrooms. That's not plant medicine. That's a toxin that goes to the brain and it's giving you some kind of euphoric sense of some kind, depending on what mushroom you're using or whatever, what toxin. That's not plant medicine. That's all kind of like borderline heading to toxic land, messing up your brain, messing up your adrenals, ayahuasca, psilocybins, caffeine, cacao, all of that is just messing up people's heads. This is where I lose people, because people are just walking around, and they want their experience to be awesome. They want their ayahuasca experience to be awesome. They want their cacao ceremony experience to be awesome. They want their mushroom high to be awesome. But what they don't realize is that they're fast tracking their adrenals into damage land, damaging neurons in their brain, and eventually going to have more brain fog, more fatigue, more problems as they go along the way. And sure, spiritual enlightenment feels like it does happen when you get like jacked up like that. Every morning when you have coffee, it's like a spiritual enlightenment. When you're getting it back into your system, you're like, yeah, no, I'm ready. I'm ready to start today, man. What, honey? Okay, no, I got the keys to the car. Okay, let's go. It's like a spiritual, enlightenment all the time. And then sure, if you do ayahuasca, it's like a spiritual enlightenment. But I've watched ayahuasca destroy people for decades. Like I've seen that stuff rip people's brains apart. Now they microdose it. Oops, we fucked up and we kept on giving them too much all these years. Now let's do this microdosing thing. Let's give them a little bit, so they're just a little bit, messed up from it. That's how it's changed. It's like, don't do too much shrooms, do just a little now. It's like microdose it. It's like it became trendy. Like I could handle microdosing. I can handle that. I can't handle a whole bowl of ayahuasca like they used to do. And then you'd be throwing up your brains for 2 straight days, get dehydrated and possibly die. But no, I can handle it in small amounts because I got the shaman dude who knows his stuff, and I'm in LA. Let's put a drop of it in here. Everybody, we got some music playing. Who's playing the guitar over here on the side? It's like, come on, man.
Oh my God. By the way, too, like you keep saying, like, oh, we're losing people. We're not losing people on this podcast, because this podcast, we are like all over the fucking place. We've got experts that come on here where we're like, we don't fucking agree with this person, but this is all about just like being open-minded, this podcast. We're just bringing all sorts of different conversations here.
Man. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm closed-minded now.
No, I think you have a very specific point of view. Here's
what happens when you're doing like ayahuasca, when you're doing the mushrooms. Just going to be straight out here. Your spiritual enlightenment comes from bringing yourself to near death. Everybody wants this experience. And what happens is, even though it might not be a high enough dose to kill you, because you can do a high enough dose of ayahuasca to kill somebody, even though you don't do a high enough dose to kill the person, you're doing enough of a dose for the brain to think it's dying. That's your spiritual enlightenment. You don't know it, but you brought, and I talk about it in my book, you brought your brain to a place where it thinks it's threatened. Sure, you're not eating enough mushrooms to kill you, but your brain doesn't know that.
Our mom thought she died her last session. Our mom's done ayahuasca and mushrooms, and for her, it's like been a real emotional awakening for her. It's gotten her past trauma, and she's in her 70s and she can do whatever the fuck she wants. But she had one situation where she was like, I was dead. Like I was dead.
It's really scary.
It's your body fighting to stay alive. It's your brain realizing it's being threatened and it's dying. So then this crisis occurs. So what people are creating is a cytokine storm. They're creating a crisis when they microdose. And that crisis is that spiritual enlightenment. That crisis is that high. That crisis is that freak out the adrenals do that you don't even know that's happening.
And don't people who die and come back to life say it's like the most beautiful spiritual dying, right? Don't they say is actually people that have come back? They were like, it was the most beautiful thing ever.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten to
that's
one
what
question.
people are looking for. They're looking for something, man, to break their, their what's happening down here in their lives. But there's damage, man. You're using your credit card. It's like, okay, let me get my credit card out one more time. What? Okay, ayahuasca? Yeah, I'm down for microdosing. Who's the shaman tonight? Oh, cool. Some dude. All right, he's awesome. Let's go. All right, here's my credit card. Where do I put this credit card? the credit card is not a real credit card. It's your body's credit card. Dude, boom, another $10 on your body. Boom, another $10. And then when you're older, it's gonna rear its ugly head, is what it's gonna do. And
I'm devastated right now because we haven't asked one motherfucking question.
Well, first of all, I think a lot of our questions are probably popular questions, but something that came up a
we had
lot.
5,000 questions for you.
Something that came up a lot that I also would love to personally ask about is how common autoimmune diseases are right now. I mean, I have colitis. Our little sister has lupus. It's like, it's a nightmare. It's really, Western doctors really don't seem to understand it at all or have any answers. The only thing I hear over and over again is inflammation. Gut. But like, what do we do? I mean, everyone wants to put you on a steroid.
You do have a tiny cyst, by the way, really tiny cyst. The Spirit of Compassion said that you do have.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a little cyst.
You've been told you have cysts.
They have come and go before. Yeah.
You have a little one, so it's there.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
But yeah. So, all right. So about autoimmune, right?
Yeah.
Basically, okay. This is really important.
Yeah.
So autoimmune to the alternative health world and the conventional health world means your body's immune system is attacking an organ or attacking the body. That's what it means. So if you're a mom and you got like a 15-year-old son or 15-year-old daughter or 17-year-old daughter or 18-year-old son, and you're driving home from the doctor and the doctor said, you have autoimmune. Your son, your daughter has autoimmune, Mrs. Ferguson or whatever. And then the kids just hop online and they look and they're like, oh my God, my body's destroying itself. Like my body's like destroying, like, Mom, do you read what this is saying online? Like, I have autoimmune. This is like threatening. It says that my body is actually destroying my organs right here. Okay. And the sad part about that is it's not even true. It's sad because they think it's true. It's sad because it's traumatic, damaging. It's a form of body shaming. I'll tell you how it got here. In the 1950s, a lot of people were getting sick for the first time in our history, modern day history, modern medical history. People were getting sick with all this mystery crap, all this mystery stuff. So then they didn't know what to blame it on. They're like, we can blame it on hormones. We can blame it on genes, but we can also blame it on the body attacking itself, the body destroying itself. We could blame it on that. And that was a theory. So here's the whole point. They never saw an autoantibody go and attack a gland, an organ, or the body. They never saw it. There's no science that shows it's real. It's really just a theory with no proof yet, ever. And so they don't have answers to why someone's sick. So they blamed it on the person's body. So in the 1950s, it was a theory to protect the medical industry, to blame it on you, the person. So, hey, you guys, you're just weak. You're faulty. Your body's attacking itself. That's really what it is. We don't have answers and we can't help you, but your body's attacking itself. And then what I love about alternative medicine, a lot of alternative medicine is just bullshit because they take conventional medicines bullshit. So you go to a functional medicine doctor, and I want everybody to see their doctors. I want you to listen to your doctors. Do what your doctor tells you, whatever. But the point is that alternative medicine believes that your body's destroying itself. You go to a functional medicine doctor, he or she will still be like, yeah, it's autoimmune. Your body's destroying itself. There's auto antibodies. They're just doing what conventional did years ago. It was the blame game. It's so sad to see that. And the same thing with genes. Now alternative medicine is like, it's genes. It's definitely genes. Functional medicine doctors like, yeah, it's your genes. It's your genes. That's conventional medicine. That's the bullshit they've been playing all these years. Like, how stupid is this? The conventional medicine world created these pitfalls for people, so you never get out of it. You're brainwashed. Everybody's brainwashed. They're brain fucked is what's happening. They believe that your body's destroying itself, that you're faulty and it's your faulty genes and faulty body's immune system. It's attacking your organs. That was set up. It's the ultimate body shaming because what research and science does is it protects itself. It doesn't protect people. It's not here to protect
So
people. It's
true.
here to mess people up. Sure. I hear somebody in the audience to come and they're saying, wait a minute, I had a hip replacement. They did great job. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do this. Yeah, they have mechanics involved. They have technology to create devices. They have technology for parts changing. Like I talked to a cardiologist friend of mine. It's like, yeah, we have parts. We can change parts in people, but we sure as hell don't know why everybody's sick. But if we can try to change out a part.
I know,
right?
That's what I was thinking.
And that part right there, that makes you believe that everything conventional medicine says is ironclad, baby. It makes you think everything is gold. It's all real. So if they say my body's attacking itself and they say my child's body is attacking my child, if they say this, they must be right because they replaced my grandmother's hip and they're so good at everything, they must be right. But guess what? It was never seen in any lab. It was never seen in any testing or study. They cannot see if the body's attacking itself. They can't see it. But alternative medicine, just like the parroting they do, they just followed the lead from the big bad wolf, conventional medicine, and they all say the same crap and shit to all their patients. It's autoimmune and your body's attacking itself, but that's not true. It's not how it works. People are sick because viruses are attacking them. Bugs are attacking them. And before COVID came around, I was known as the Epstein-Barr guy. And people were like, oh, yeah, he believes viruses and viruses this. And now all of a sudden COVID opened the door. And now all these doctors are scratching their head going like, wait a minute, there is HHV6. Wait a minute, there is Epstein-Barr. Was the medical medium right? And the combination of metals and viruses is why we have autoimmune. It's metals and viruses. This is advanced medical info right here, I'm saying. And meanwhile, it's the same old crap. It's like, maybe you should do a fecal transplant. Maybe you should do...
I was
How
going to do that.
stupid is this? Maybe you should do, you should try this new matcha tea. Maybe you should, you should check out the microbiome guy and get on all his gut cleansers. It's like it's so dumb and nobody knows why anybody's sick.
Wait, so does Erin not have colitis? So she was told
Colitis is the shingles virus in the lining of the colon.
So that's why
that's all colitis is.
Wow.
And what about lupus?
If she has real colitis, right? Lupus is Epstein-Barr. Somebody can have lupus and colitis. They have shingles and the Epstein-Barr.
Wow.
Okay, so I know we've already been talking now for almost an hour and a half. We had 5,000 questions from people, and we literally haven't gotten to any of them. I know that through the conversation we did answer a lot, but okay, what are 5 foods that if you're going to just pick 5 foods that nobody should ever touch, you got to take out 5 foods. What would those be?
Eggs, dairy products. Okay. Why? Not because of lactose intolerance, which is not even correct out there, that info, because dairy feeds pathogens as well, like all the different bugs in people's staph and E. coli and strep and everything. So dairy products, gluten. Now, nobody knew gluten harmed you because it fed bugs. That's info. Gluten, the only reason why it causes problems with anybody, gluten sensitivities on any level or causes inflammation, is because it's feeding bugs that are creating the inflammation. That's why somebody else can eat gluten their whole life and not have a problem, because they don't have the bugs to feed on the gluten. So gluten, so that's info. But people will be like, oh, he mentioned gluten, so he's not original.
But it's a different
because
reason.
gluten's known to be bad. It's known to be bad. It's like, dude, let me tell you something. No one knew that's why. It was a problem. They just thought, oh, it's grain, and it was changed throughout the years. That's what they'll say. They'll be like, and it causes inflammation. How does it cause inflammation? Because it feeds bugs. Anyway, so gluten. So eggs, dairy products, gluten, those 3 for sure. Corn.
Mom.
Get the corn out, because medical grade GMO corn is grown. It's grown and it's used in medicine. It's used in antibiotics. It's used in everything. And medical grain GMO corn feeds bugs. So you want to stay away from all corn to play it safe. That's another one right there. Pork, just for fun. It's too high in fat. It's too high in fat. You're just guaranteed to get diabetes no matter what.
Wow.
Soy's another one
Soy.
because of the fact that it feeds bugs as well. There's no such thing as organic soy. I've been saying that's forever, the GMO thing, but whatever. But it feeds bugs. I'd stay away from chocolate, cacao for sure, because the cacao ride. So many people are stuck in it, man. They got to open up the drawer in their kitchen and be like, "Oh my God, I gotta have half that bar of chocolate. I don't want to do it to myself today. Oh, I ate it. Oh, okay, no, but wait a minute. I'm convincing myself right now. I just read this thing from this doctor guy. He said it's so good for you. Cacao's good for you. It's antioxidants. It's great for you. It can keep me healthy." And it's like the bullshit game. You bullshit yourself as you're getting high. I feel bad when people are trapped in the cacao ride.
Yeah.
And why is cacao bad? Because it destroys adrenals in women and it makes childbirth really hard. You want a hard childbirth? Keep on eating chocolate.
Whoa.
You're going to have one rough ride because you need your adrenals strong to push out the baby. And if you use those adrenals the wrong way for years, and then it's time to get pregnant and push out that baby, your adrenals are going to be like that.
Whoa.
Not enough to give a baby push. And then it's going to be hell's bells, and it's going to be a elongated birth, and it's going to be possibly a C-section, all of it, because the adrenals are like, they can't give the woman enough adrenaline to create this peristaltic action with the reproductive system to push the baby out. That's what cacao does.
That's crazy.
Anyway, I could go on to a whole bunch of other foods. Blah blah blah. Boring.
Oh my God!
Okay,
I'm like in a trance right now.
I'm in a trance too. I want to know what are the best things to do to like stay young looking. Like everybody.
I bet you that was not a question. It's your question.
That's my question. Like, how do we keep like the wrinkles away, the skin
lip
plump?
filler, Botox, lip filler.
Like, how do we keep the collagen supple? And yeah. Okay,
like all the new procedures now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remove fat out of the face, add fat in the face,
Yeah.
remove this, remove that.
Yeah. What do we do without having to do all that?
Eyebrow raise, which honestly, I'm not making fun of. I'm not totally not making fun of. Anybody can do whatever that makes them feel good and whatever they want to do.
But we'd like to avoid doing that if possible.
Yeah. Okay. Like, first of all, staying away from the dehydrating things.
Oh my God, that's your obsession.
Staying away from the vinegar, the alcohol, the caffeine, because those are the agers.
Just
I don't care
things
what
are the
it
agers.
is. They'll say matcha tea and green tea are anti-aging. Bull crap. They are the age makers.
I'm gonna cry.
If you're a girl and you want to look as young as you possibly can for as long as you can possibly stay away from all the caffeine, because the caffeine industry has you brainwashed and they have you addicted. And they got the plan for you. And they got the plan for your baby too. They want you using caffeine when you're pregnant so that your baby comes out addicted to caffeine and nobody knows it. They know this. They have think tanks about this stuff. They got this is the industry, man. And so what happens is if you want to age fast, you got to keep away from those three, like the vinegars, the caffeine.
If you don't want to age
the
fast.
alcohol.
Okay, so the whole apple cider vinegar thing is bullshit. Don't drink that shit.
It's an ager. Here's where apple cider vinegar.
I've been bathing in it.
Yeah. Well, okay.
I can tell.
For your skin, it's fine. For your skin, it's fine. Meaning, like topically.
Yeah.
Topically, shampoos. You could put a little in the shampoos, right? But you'll see in shampoos now. We have, cannabis in our shampoo. We have caffeine in our shampoo now. We got chocolate in our shampoo. It's like, yeah. But apple cider vinegar in shampoo is actually a good thing for people, good for their skin, right? But internally, it's not. It can't be used internally. But yet, if you're somebody on here now and you're listening to me and you're like, I don't do the white wine vinegar, I don't do the bad vinegars, I do the apple cider vinegar, then I'm going to tell you this. I'm proud of you. That's amazing. If you're going to eat vinegar and I can't tell you different, then have the apple cider vinegar with mother. Definitely. If you're going to be someone that's going to do vinegar no matter what, then please, I beg of you to do apple cider vinegar. But if you got a problem and you want to heal and you want to take care of yourselves and you don't want to age fast, then I beg of you to remove it.
Okay, we're removing vinegar. I don't care about anything but anti-aging. Okay, we're removing vinegar. We're not removing caffeine. I'll get old for that. But we should remove caffeine and alcohol. Those are the 3 things. Anything else? What do we eat? What do we consume?
And then the medical medium piece of information that was poached and coming from the horse's mouth right now, which is collagen. Eating collagen does not create collagen in your body. Now you see people using that. I've written about it. I've talked about it for years, but you can't create collagen by eating collagen. Just like, and I heard some dude, my team showed me some dude recently, some health guy, some health so-called guru, whatever, on somebody's podcast saying, yeah, you can't eat brain to fix your brain. That's mine. That's my info. You can't eat an eyeball to fix your eyeball. I'm like, dude, why do you got to copy me like that? And like you came up with it. Anyway, the point is you can't eat collagen.
You can't drink it. Like your body metabolizes it, right? Like it doesn't even do anything.
It can't do anything with it. You have to have collagen builders in your diet. You got to have like the wild blueberries, not the blueberry, the wild blueberry. You know, I've been talking about wild blueberries for years, and I just heard this other podcast doctor, a friend of mine was saying, was like, the podcast doctor's talking about wild blueberries now. About time, 30 years too late. You know, it's like
okay, so like a handful of wild blueberries to keep the age away. Just take those.
Yeah, and why do I even care? Like, if you hear me crying and whining, why do I even care? It's because how are people going to get back to the source when they're really sick to know all the steps to take to heal?
Yeah, and it's fucking annoying when people steal. I mean, it's just fucking annoying. Let's just be honest.
That sucks too. But you know what? It's like what Erin was saying. It's like Erin. It's like you were saying, it's confusing out there.
Well, because you really do hear like opposing things. And I mean, I can only speak to the like pregnancy stuff, is that every single person who is a specialist, whether it be a medical doctor, whether it be an acupuncturist or a healer or a functional medicine, every single person tells me something that completely goes against what the last person told me. So I short circuit and I don't know what to do. And I think, how does it feel?
How does it feel to be experimented on?
Horrible.
That's all it is. It's just it's human experiments constantly. It's like, well, hey, we'll try this and try that and try this and try that. But I'm not doing that. It's not my info. It's from above. I'm hearing the voice from above. And so it's not like me. If I was a practitioner, you know, and I was like, well, yeah, scratching my head. Well, did you try this? Because I'm hearing some patients from another, they're doing it. Did you try this? I'm not doing that. It's information from above. It doesn't get contradicted. It's not experimental. It works. People are healing. But I think it's really hard for people. That's why I'm saying, look, I'm only complaining because if you're really sick, know that you can come here someday and get the info you need and learn it. But okay, wild blueberries, celery juice, that's amazing too, right? Those two are incredible. You want hydration, but not just water hydration. You want like celery juice, like hydration. You want more fruit in your diet. These are the anti-agers, antioxidants, right? Those are still the anti-aging or antioxidants, but that's not the answer either. It's not just antioxidants. There's antioxidants in cacao. It's antioxidants in wild blueberries. It's those kinds of antioxidants, right? And here's the other big anti-ager. Got to get the liver better. Got to get the liver cleaned up. It can't be stagnant and sluggish. You got to get all the junk out of it. You got to get it working again. If your liver's slowly dying throughout your life, then you just age. And you just get old. That's what happens if you don't keep your liver going. And that's another thing too. And you can't bombard your liver with fat all the time. You can't just, every meal can't be fat. Like, sure, you have chicken because you're an animal protein person. Well, it's chicken fat. If you have pork, it's pork fat. If you have avocado, it's avocado fat. If you have olive oil, it's olive fat. It's all these fats. It's nut butters, it's nut butter fat. People are bombarding their systems with fat, but they don't know how to get away from the fat. They don't know how because it's so confusing.
I drink a lot of water, and every blood test, they're like, you're dehydrated. I'm like, bitch, I drink like a freaking 10 liters a day. How am I dehydrated?
Yeah. Well, all this stuff I'm talking about dehydrates. And then people intermittent fast and they start seeing results, but that's not the answer either because you trash your adrenals. Intermittent fasting, the reason why people get results when they do it is because they stopped eating the pancakes and the eggs and the hash browns, and they stopped eating bacon in the morning. They stopped with food in the morning, fats. They stopped eating fat in the morning. They stopped eating avocado in the morning. They stopped eating almond milk in the morning. That's why they get some results. They don't know it's because they're off fats. They just think they're giving their digestive system a break and they're staying off of food. And that's why they're feeling better. They're feeling better because they're staying off of fat.
So do you feel like in general, there's sort of like one macro diet that is healthy for most people? Or do you believe that different blood types need different kinds of foods, or one person's allergic to something?
That goes back to one size fits all. You want to believe in blood type stuff, it's one size fits all. You want to believe in some keto diet, it's one size fits all. You want to believe in some beach diet, it's one size fits all. Those are just, all one size fits all. You want to go to there, then you go there and you do their thing, right? Info is the only one out there that's not one size fits all. That's the cool thing. You can customize it. You can eat chicken if you wanted to. You can eat meat if you wanted to.
Would you say
can
there's
be plant-based.
Universally a good breakfast for everyone to eat? Fruit?
A good breakfast? The best breakfast ever really is lemon water. First thing in the morning, 16 to 32 ounces of lemon water right when you wake up. Squeeze lemon in 16 to 32 ounces of water.
And just guzzle?
There. Lemon water first thing in the morning flushes the liver. It restores the liver. It flushes toxins that the liver put aside to be flushed out in the morning. Your liver works all night long to cleanse. When you're sleeping, your liver's working hard all night long. And then come morning, your liver's like, let it out, man. Let it out. And then instead, we eat the wrong things. We'll drink coffee in the morning. The caffeine shuts down the liver, and then the liver can't release the toxins anymore. So the liver's now stuck. And if someone eats like avocado in the morning, the liver's stuck. If someone eats any food in the morning, the liver's stuck. So if you wake up in the morning and you do that lemon water, first thing in the morning on an empty stomach, you just flushed your liver for the first time in your life. And if you eat first thing in the morning, like eat something, your liver has to create bile. And then your cleanse shuts down. It shuts down. So people, they'll have cream in their coffee. Then all of a sudden your liver shuts down from the cream, the fat in there. If you have bacon, your liver shuts down. If you have avocado, your liver shuts down. It just stops doing its cleansing. So your cleansing at night doesn't happen. So that's what goes on. So the lemon water, first thing in the morning, you're cleansing your liver and the body of toxins. And now you hear it out there. I've been talking about it for so many years. People are like, yeah, cleanse your liver. And another option is fruit in the morning too. Having fruit. So what I like for people is if you want something general, now you can customize it to what you need when you learn the medical meme information. But generally, if you want to do something like pick something here, lemon water, first thing in the morning, 16 to 32 ounces of water with lemon squeezed in it. Right upon waking, flush the liver. Wait about a half an hour and then do celery juice right there. 16 to 32 ounces of celery juice on an empty stomach, half hour after the lemon water. I mean, you're killing it for like when you do that. It's incredible what can happen. Nothing added to the celery juice. No lemon in the celery juice, no water added in the celery juice, nothing else, no collagen thrown in the celery juice, nothing, just straight celery juice. And then wait a half an hour and have some fruit. It's just some basic, anything. Could be bananas, could be papaya, mango, just some fruit. And right now, what's happening when someone does that is their liver's flushing out poisons and toxins. It's getting a break. It's not using all this bile. You're restoring yourself and you're anti-aging all at the same time. And if you do something like the Medical Meeting Morning Cleanse, you can have like the heavy metal detox smoothie in the morning and other things, but fruit is critical. And if you really were an oatmeal person, sure, you can have oatmeal. Millet's even better, but you can have oatmeal. Just don't add nut butters on the oatmeal. Don't add any kind of cheese on the oatmeal, any kind of soy milk or almond milk on the oatmeal. Keep it fat-free. It's got enough fat in it naturally.
You are.
My mind is blown right now.
I just have to say, you are everything and more. Like, honestly,
I feel like this is going to change my life.
No, I have all the books.
But I'm also pissed. I'm like really, really pissed, okay? Because you've taken every beautiful thing from me. You've taken my wine. You've taken my matcha in the morning. You've taken my dairy. You've taken my ice cream. You've taken my chocolate. So I am royally
But you
pissed.
know what, though? You're at a fucking roadblock. No one is giving you answers. And this, when you hear this, you're like, hello. It makes fucking sense. Vinegar is literally destroying.
Oh yeah, and you're taking my vinegar.
Vinegar is destroying your fucking telomeres or whatever, your eggs. It's literally like not destroying, but
Yeah, no, it injures the follicles. It destroys teeth.
You're like
That's
a vinegar
another thing
freak.
too, you know? Like I always tell people like, do you have all your teeth in your mouth? I go, yeah, they're all mine too. They're all original. They're my
mine too.
teeth.
And Erin's.
There's nothing wrong with them.
I actually have one fake tooth.
People don't realize it. If you're doing the apple cider vinegar, like the apple cider vinegar shots, and you're drinking it by the tablespoon every day, even if you sip it through a straw and it doesn't touch your teeth, it takes the calcium out of your teeth. Your teeth start falling apart from the inside out. It's one of the worst things people can do for their teeth. Osteopenia, osteoporosis, all of it.
Do you have kids? Are you single? What's your deal? I have a lot of great setups for you if you're single. You are a huge catch. We got to get you in our friend circle. We got to hang out. We need to go to dinner. What is your story?
What do you mean? I was in LA and I was like, hey, what are you guys doing? You're like, get out of here. No kidding. I know that didn't happen.
If you ever invited me anywhere, I would be there. But like, what do you have kids? Do you have
Are you married? What's your deal?
Partner? I mean, you can also not answer. It's fine.
I got a busy life. A lot going on. You know, busy life, a lot happening. I got a family, all that, but the details, I don't talk about.
Yeah, you're very mysterious.
I have to keep them protected because, you know, it's not like some of the other guys in health or whatever, they're not challenging like all the bullshit. Those guys, everybody in the health scene, I don't know if you guys know this, and maybe you do, but everybody in the health scene, it's like a cult out there because they're all like friends, all of them, all the gurus, everybody, all the things they talk about, they're all friends. They all kind of like support the same stuff, all of it, whether it's microdosing or whether it's, you know, cacao or whatever it is, right? They all do that out there. They're all parroting the same stuff. It's like one big cult out there. I'm the only one all these years have been screaming at the caffeine industry, screaming at the apple cider vinegar industry, screaming at the alkaline ionizer water machine industry because that stuff will make you go mad.
Wait, we haven't talked about water.
Mad.
We haven't talked about
seriously.
water.
And so I kind of keep my private
you have to
life
be
kind of
careful.
like private.
You have to be careful. But can we quickly, I know it's like I could talk to you for hours, quickly talk about water. What's the best water? Reverse osmosis? What do we do?
Anything is better than alkaline ionizer water machines. That's all I can tell you. And I don't care what it is. Anything is better. Because those plates inside those machines, they corrode over time and leach stuff. And it's, you know, but this is what I mean. It's like, I'm not in the business of making friends. I just have to watch the chronically ill, their struggles, suffering, and make sure I got their back.
Wow.
Make sure I'm looking out for them. And if that means, you know, like people steal all my stuff, meaning my info, and step on my face as they do it and kick me in the back, I still stay true and kept the integrity for the people who have come here, you know, to get help from the medical medium information. Like I stood strong all this time and I had their back and I look out for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not about making friends to make deals everywhere. You know what I mean? Like I could put out a matcha tea tomorrow and sell 1 billion packages.
So true.
For real. Like for real. There's more celery farms on the planet than there is any other produce.
God,
Because of There's 500 million people on the planet drinking celery juice and growing fast. There's like,
remember when celery was sold out? We couldn't get wait. The freaking Whole Foods in Brentwood, I remember people couldn't get celery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a gold emblem on the book that says millions of copies sold, and I have those people that have healed around the world with this info, I got to stay true to them. And I can't play that game where, let me start making deals with everybody. I could put out a collagen tomorrow.
Oh my God, that's so interesting. You never do that.
Sell that collagen, right? I could put out a green tea tomorrow. I could put out a chocolate bar with medical medium on it.
What about supplements?
Then sell it with a t-shirt at the same time, a medical medium t-shirt, right? But I can do all that. I don't own any products, but I can do that. And the thing is, but I don't want to be like everybody else. The industry is cutthroat now, man. It's cutthroat. It's not like what it was at Year One back in 1980, where you can get some wheatgrass, you can get some beans, and you can get some rice in LA at Year One, right? The world has changed. It's a dog eat dog world, man. And no one cares or gives a fuck if they step on the chronically ill, sweep them under the carpet, sell them crap left and right, affiliate crap here, programs here. I gotta at least kind of like hang in there and have their back and look out for them. So it's not about making friends for me. It's just about, dude, I'm sorry, but that stuff is shit and the chronically ill shouldn't be doing it. And I don't care if I didn't make a deal with you or I'm a friend of yours now.
Dude,
whatever.
The medical medium has more integrity than
us.
Well, I mean, 100% more than us. I mean, you're just blowing my mind right now because it's like I follow you. Obviously, you have millions of followers. People live and die by what you say. You could be fucking making $10 million a year hawking shit.
But you don't. Your own juicer, your own supplements, your own anything.
You know what I tell my crowd every day? I tell my crowd, and anybody that comes to me, get the books at the library for free. I don't care. Just go to the library and get the books for free. The info is word of mouth. The medical medium info around the world is word of mouth. And there's nothing wrong with selling products, selling things. I support a few companies. I do. And because of the integrity level they have. So I do that. I endorse a few companies. But the difference is what I can do, people have no idea to the extent of what I can do out there in the world. And I could play the game with the caffeine industry and land a whole bunch of like mushroom coffees and sell that stuff and sell it to the sick people and destroy their adrenals like everybody else, like destroy their adrenals and not have a care in the world. But I can't do that. I can't because I actually hear a voice. It's real. And that means there's something else here. There's something else out there that isn't here. So when we die and we go someplace, okay, I want to make sure when I'm on, when I'm breathing my last breath here on this planet, that I can say to the angels that roll on in, I could say, I did everything I could. And I'm not perfect. I probably fucked up here and I probably fucked up here, but I did everything I could because I know that you have to have your bearings together when you leave here. And I don't want 100 deals going down, pregnant women doing all kinds of weird, healthy, so-called caffeine products and everything else under the sun. And maybe someday I'll come out with a medical medium, something or another. Maybe I will put medical medium on something and whatever, but I've been trying to keep it like this. But one thing I'm not doing is making deals with the devils out there in the alternative industry just so I can.
Right. Okay.
Wow.
Well, you're amazing. I think we should end this on... Has the voice said anything to you about us? Or
he already gave me information. He told me to assist.
It's been all about
You guys-
you. What about me?
You guys are amazing. Seriously. Listen, what I did hear from Spirit of Compassion is that the appreciation for having me on. I know that sounds cliche.
No, we are very appreciative.
It's legit. I appreciate it. Seriously. And I wanted to do that with you guys.
Well,
today,
I am like in awe of you. I like can't see straight. I'm like so impressed.
Erin, he's married. Leave him
You've
alone.
ruined my life, but I think you've also maybe saved my life. But I'm still pissed at you about all the sad things that you told me today. But it's very possible that it changes my life, and I'm gonna follow it. And then you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy your fucking book.
Well, you should have already done that.
I know, but I don't know what I was waiting for. The timing wasn't right yet. The timing is right now.
Well, incredible. Seriously, I'm blown away for real. Thank you for having me on.
Oh,
warms my heart. Warms my heart, man.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna go listen to this episode right now.
You're the best. You're gonna go listen to this episode.
I really am.
Lots of love, you guys.
If you like this podcast, leave a rating and review.
This podcast is executive produced by...
Can you not use that voice?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to sound...
Yeah, but you don't need to make it sexy.
This podcast is executive produced by...
Do you have a normal voice?
Yeah. Erin Foster, Sara Foster, and Allison Bresnick.
Okay, I'll take over. Our associate producer is Montana McBurney.
See?
Our audio engineer is Josh Windish. This show is hosted by Simplecast.
See, that didn't sound nice.
That sounded great.